with TikTok. Wait, I'm on live. Hey y'all, welcome in. Hello everyone. Glad to have you guys in. Tonight we are talking about how to find a rent to own home. And we are actually going to be discussing the rent to own home that you can get with pre-foreclosure. Hey, welcome back, Monique. Hello, Lola. What's up, BJ? Thank you all for tapping the screen. I appreciate y'all support. Y'all are amazing. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to get right on into it because y'all know what? I got to get some rest. And I wanted to make sure I came back to show you all because I had some people on my last live that watched me put the numbers on the board and they were like, well, Falecia, how do I get access to the pre-foreclosure? And by the way, guys, if you were on that live and you tap the orange button right there to get inside of the community, if you did not complete the next part where you had to answer the questions to get inside the school community, I regret to inform you that you did not make it inside of the school, inside of the community. So you want to make sure you click that button again. I missed your live earlier. No, Roro, you did. Okay, well, I'm going to give you some good stuff right now. So it's all good. Okay, so you are right on time. Don't feel like you missed anything. Okay, this is just a different part of it. But there's going to be some people that were on my live earlier that probably won't be on this live now. So it's all good. You get the information that they didn't get. And then the next time I go live and I'm on the whiteboard, you'll be on there. Okay, so Roro, make sure that you hit that orange heart there to make sure you follow me, and then turn on your notification bell. That way you always know when I go live. Okay, and you can come on time. All right, but it's all good. No worries, no worries, no worries. All right, I am working on a set schedule. Currently I don't have one, but I am working on a set schedule, guys, because I've had a lot of people say, hey, Falecia, what time do you come on live? And I'm always like, I don't know, whenever I can. Because I have a lot going on. I do. I really, really do. I'm the type of person that I don't just talk about a thing online. I actually talk about it and I implement it as well. So today I made cold calls. You missed the math? Okay. Well, make sure you hit that notification bell, okay? Because I am going to go over it again, but just not tonight, okay? So tonight, I'm actually going to show you guys some ways that you can get into a pre-foreclosure, okay? Because there are a lot of pre-foreclosures. Yeah, I want you to understand too, Roro. Did you join our community yet? Have you joined our community? Let me pin it here. I got TT here and I got YT here. What's going on, Hope Harris? How you doing? Good to have you on. All right, so let me flip this around because I want to show you all something right quick. Boom. Let me flip you around. Boom. All right. So check this out, y'all. Back it up a little bit. Now you see here on this site right here, there's different, site listings, okay? They call them site listings. The ones that we focus on is the pre-foreclosures. All right. The reason why we focus on the pre-foreclosure, guys, I put my elbow on the keypad, y'all. Forgive me. Let me move the keypad up so I don't do that again. Scaled in trucking. What's going on? Appreciate that daily heart, me. Thank you. All right. So you see here under pre-foreclosures, there's 196,273. Now listen, guys, this number right here fluctuates. The reason why it fluctuates, it mostly goes up though. I'll be honest with you. It mostly goes up. But the reason why it fluctuates is because people communicate with their lender and they work things out. Okay. So some of the people will not try to reach out to their lender. They will avoid them. They won't answer the phone. Listen, all that stuff is bad news. If you are facing foreclosure, if you miss one single payment, guys, the last thing you want to do is ignore your lender, okay? Because at the end of the day, your lender really don't want your house back. I get people, because I've been working pre-foreclosure for over 10 years, guys, and I've heard every reason, okay? I ain't gonna call it an excuse, but I've heard every reason under the sun of why they are facing foreclosure. At the end of the day, your lender could care less about any reason you could give them. Only thing they care about is the green. That is, it's sad, but it's true. That's all they care about. But if you are in communication with them and you're saying, hey, listen, I'm in between jobs. I've, went to, I had a accident that caused me not to be able to work my job. What's going on, Jasmine? I appreciate that daily heart me. And listen, I want to make the payments, but I'm behind. I want to make the payments. If you can just work out something with me, I promise you I'll pay you on time and you don't have to worry about this again. They would love that. But majority of the people that are facing pre-foreclosure, out of those 196,273 people you see right there, most of them, guess what they do? When the people come to service them and give them the papers to sign, they close their curtains. They tell the kids, shh, shh, shut the hell up. That's what they tell them. To make sure that they don't hear them. But listen, guys, if you're ever facing foreclosure, that's the last thing you want to do. You want to make sure that you reach out to them. You answer them. You respond to them. Because at least they know that you are trying not to be one of the 196,273 people that are facing foreclosure, okay? All right. So, again, guys, tonight we are here talking about how you can get into a rent-to-own home by way of pre-foreclosure. So on the board, I broke down the numbers. I made it make sense to people so that you can know the difference between renting and actually renting to own. Okay, but now I'm going to show you how you can actually find the properties that are available. Okay, where you could potentially rent to own that property. So if anybody wants me to check out your city and state first to see what's available in your city and state, please feel free to drop your city and state in the chat. If not, I'm going to show you all where I am, because we have a lot of great areas here in Georgia. People are constantly coming in to, you've joined my fan club for 1 month. I appreciate you. All right, so we are looking at Las Vegas right now. Somebody put in Las Vegas. So that's what we're going to look up, Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's go ahead and click on that. Let me sign in. Good evening, everybody. It's just joining us tonight. Let's click on pre-foreclosure. So there are 1,421 pre-foreclosures in Las Vegas, Nevada. All right. So what that tells us is there's 1,421 opportunities for somebody who put Las Vegas, Nevada in the chat to be able to rent to own one of these properties. So when you all see this right here, 1421 results, I want you to know that those are opportunities. Somebody type opportunities in the chat for me if you can see the vision of how you can own your rent to own home, because there are so many opportunities out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where they are facing foreclosure, guys. Why would these people want to rent to own their home to me, Falecia? Who is saying that in the chat? I felt that. Somebody in the chat is saying, Falecia, but why would these people, they already went through the hard work of getting their credit straightened out. You know, they have their credit at, you know, 650. They applied for the mortgage, they got the mortgage, they got that 3% good interest rate during 2020 during the pandemic when that interest rate was super duper low. Why would they want to give that to me, Falecia, for rent to own? Anybody in here saying that? Yes, RCD, opportunities. Yes, love always win. Absolutely. Absolutely. So check this out, okay? The reason why a person who is facing foreclosure, I'm going to answer the question that nobody asked, okay? The reason why these people that are facing foreclosure would say yes to Eric, or would say yes to BJ, or would say yes to RCD, is because they don't want 7 years of bad credit. Okay? Did you know that when you are facing foreclosure, foreclosure will stay, if you lose your house to foreclosure, it will stay on your credit report for 7 long years, y'all. Okay, y'all know time goes by fast, but when you're in a hard place, it seems like it goes by so slow. Okay? And I can only imagine that when people have lost their home to foreclosure, I can only imagine how slow 7 years go by. Okay? But that's what happens. And the mortgage company looks at it and says, you know what? I'm sorry. Ooh, we can't give you another loan because, you know, we were reaching out to you. We came and we tried to serve you, and we tried to give you the papers. We tried to give you the opportunity to sign a loss mitigation, but you just closed the blinds. You refused us, and you didn't answer your phone. As a matter of fact, you changed your phone number, so there was no way for us to get in contact with you. I'm sorry, Miss or Mr. We are unable to give you another loan. Okay, so therefore, that is why it is so possible for you all to get get into a rent to own home by way of a pre-foreclosure. So let's just take this property right here, for example. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss any comments. Okay, because I love people who engage, and I want to engage back with you. Okay, do you have to live in that state to get the process going? No, you surely do not. Good question. Love always win. Nope. I've done so many deals in South Carolina while I was in Georgia. When we were in Wisconsin, we did our first deal in the South. We did it in North Carolina. So you don't have to live in the state. You just got to be knowledgeable of the process and make sure that you can guide a homeowner, because majority of the homeowners have no clue about rent to own, owner finance. They don't know about this stuff. So it's up to you to be able to educate them enough to where they feel comfortable and confident knowing that you can help them. But that is why you choose to join our community, which is, yes, the orange button to the left, bottom corner there. Appreciate you, fabulous. And that's how you're going to educate yourself and know more information about how you do this. Like
overlay back to the top, baby.
Okay. Thank you, boss man. He told me to move my overlay to the top, y'all. Can y'all still see? All right. So now what I'm going to do is go over here. Okay. So let's say that you're looking through here. Now, granted, guys, not all of the properties will show the actual house. Okay. A lot of times it just shows the Google Earth image. You see that? Everybody see the Google Earth images? All right. So you have to look at what in the property that you want, right? So are you looking for a 3-bedroom? Are you looking for a 4-bedroom? Are you looking for 2,000 square feet? Are you looking for 1,900 square feet? Like, what do you want in a property? And when you find those things, you're going to click on it and you'll say, okay, cool. Right now they're saying the estimated value is around 322, but let me see what this other site, because okay, this other site over here, they tend to know a little bit more. Okay, they tend to give me a little bit more details. So I'll go over here and see what they have to say. Okay, so we put it here. And by the way, guys, if you all want access to these sites, TikTok doesn't allow me to share certain things with y'all. They feel like I'm redirecting you. So I respect their gangster and their platform, and I ask that you come into the community, click the orange button there, and I'll make sure that you get the information. Okay, it should be in the resources tab. If you don't see it, just inbox me, and tomorrow I'll make sure you get it. Okay. All right, so now we'll click on this. So the first thing when you come in, guys, what you want to notice is this property on market or is it off market? When there are pre-foreclosures, I want it to be off market. Why, Felicia? Because I want to make sure I'm working directly with the homeowner. I don't need any gatekeepers coming in between me and that homeowner, okay? I want to make a deal with the homeowner. Make sense, everybody? So the second thing I want to check is it owned by an actual owner or is it owned by an LLC? It's owned by an owner. If it's owned by an LLC, guys, I will keep it moving because it's too much work into it to be trying to figure out who owns the LLC. And, you know, if it's not a state that you're used to working, then it's even more work because you're not familiar with you know, their websites and everything. So now, once you have that, let's go ahead and look at the lien details. How many sites give y'all the lien details? Okay, I know a lot of people say, well, how do you know if there are any liens on the property? Boom, here you go. Look at that, lien 1, lien 2. This property has, oh my God, unlimited liens. OMG. Wow. Y'all, this list is still going on. Can you use the house as Airbnb? Yeah, but maybe not this one because this one got like a lot of liens on it. What is going on here? Okay, so this one is a bit complicated, guys. I mean, it like what, 30 liens? And then it has, let's see how many mortgages, how many loans it has on it. 3 different loans, all of them not desirable interest rates, right? So for this one right here, it's an easy pass for me. Easy pass for me. Make sense, everybody? All right, somebody else who want to drop a city and state for me, go ahead and drop it, and we'll check out what's in your area. But for the person that dropped in Las Vegas, Nevada, there's 1,421 opportunities for you, okay? So drop your city and state for me if you'd like for me to check out your area. Bainbridge, Georgia. Okay, let's see. Okay, so in Bainbridge, there's 3 properties available in that area. Who is leaving me a voicemail? Hold on, y'all. Jesus. At 8 o'clock, they still call you these spam callers. What is going on here? All right. So there's 3 properties in Bainbridge. Is Bainbridge like a small town? So what I usually tell my community is if you are looking at an area that have like, you know, if it's a small town, maybe you want to go a little bit further and look at the entire county. So Eric, what's the name of the county? Okay, Hope, I got you. Hope, if you are still here, say yes, and then I'll look up Conyers for you next, okay? Oh, it's Decatur County. Okay, let me look up Decatur County. And you can see the difference. So where you had only 3 in that city, now you have 6 in the entire county. All right. So when you are scrolling down, if you are relatively new to contacting people that are facing foreclosure, I don't recommend that you call, you know, if it's very close. So like this one right here, February 3rd is very, very close. All right, Eric. So I would recommend that you look at this one right here, or maybe even expand your parameter and see what else is available outside of the county. Let me see. So now I'm looking up this in Bainbridge. Let's just take it through the process. All right, we're here now, so let's just take it through the process. All right, Hope, I got you. I see you. I got you. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, guys. Now I'm gonna tell you this time, but the next time I'm gonna quiz you because I want to make sure you understand what to do when you come in here. Okay. First thing you want to do is make sure that the property is off market. Y'all see that status right there? It says off market at the top. All right. Make sure it's off market. Second thing you want to do for my note takers. All right. My note takers. Second thing you want to do is make sure it's owned by a person. Not by a LLC, not by a corporation, any of those things. Only an owner. And I will let you know why. But make sure you put that in your notes. Number 2, make sure it's the owner. Charlotte Sims, Erica Free, and Dale Sims. Kind of sounds like regular people, right? All right. Next thing you want to do is check out the mortgages. I don't see mortgage. Okay, so this one have some tax liens. Looks like there's only one lien though. Notice of extension of state tax lien. All right, so let's just say that, you know, you looked at this property, you say, okay, it has enough equity in it for me. I like this property, you know, it got enough bedrooms, bathrooms. I like the square footage, 1393. I'm actually curious about driving by this property. So let me go ahead and find this the owner's information. So now what you want to do is take this Addy up here at the top. All right, we just copied the Addy. Now you're going to go to True People Search. Okay, you're going to go to True People Search, and you're going to put in the Addy right here. Wait a minute. Let me back this up. All right, and then we're going to search for it. All right, now we're looking for the names that you guys just saw on this page right here. All right, you see Charlotte here? Boom, there's Charlotte. See Charlotte? Yes. And there's Charlotte. This is how easy it is to contact the owner of the property. Does everybody see that? Put a 1 in the chat if you did not miss that and you call everything I just shared. Put a 1 in the chat because y'all already know the next time I'm quizzing, because I want to make sure y'all are seeing this stuff and you're paying attention and you're grasping it, because I want you to realize how possible this is for you to get into your own rent-to-own home. It's really not hard, guys. It's just the lack of knowledge, okay? The biggest gap between where we are and where we want to be is lack of knowledge, okay? It's not, hey, I don't have enough money. It's not my credit score. It's the lack of knowledge. What are you doing right now to improve where you are right now? What are you doing, right? So congratulations to everybody who said, you know what, Falecia, how do I get inside of your community? I want to be a part of your free community. Congratulations to each and every one of you, because this Sunday we have a special treat for everybody that joins the campfire. Guys, the campfire is absolutely free. We did it intentionally because we don't want an excuse. All right. So y'all make sure when you come inside of the community that you hit the calendar button and you go ahead and register. All right. But now it's quiz time. All right. Because Miss Hope Harris on our YT page said, hey, Falecia, look at Conyers. And guess what? I got you. I got you. All right. So let's take a look at Conyers. Just got here. What is the difference between rent versus rent to own? It's a huge difference. I just did a whole breakdown on the whiteboard. C Vanilla, so glad you're here. But what I would like for you to do, if you haven't already, grab your daily heart me. That'll allow you to follow me. Turn on the notification bell. That way, when I go live and I do the breakdown, you will be enlightened and you will really understand the true difference. Okay, we just showed people how they save thousands of dollars by being on the rent to own side versus on the rent side. Okay, so in short, you save thousands of dollars by being on the rent to own side versus on the rent side. So make sure you tap that orange button right there. And anybody that's over here, thank you for the daily heart me. Anybody that's on the YT page, make sure that you anybody that's on the YT page, make sure you comment community. And when I get off of here, I'll make sure that you are able to get on here. Okay.
You can't see your pen, miss.
Oh, okay. How about now, honey? All right, so let's Hope. I got you, girl. I got you. Okay, let me flip this back around. All right, because I love Conyers. Okay, Conyers is one of my favorite places to check out when me and my husband are just traveling and we're checking out some real estate, because we love to explore real estate. We love to look at vacant houses. We love to, jot down the information and see what's available out there. All right. Oops, I didn't mean to flip this back around. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right, so we have two phones going here. We got YT and we got TT. All right, so we appreciate you both, but we're gonna try to make sure that we get to everybody. Okay, so if I didn't get you, trust and believe I will get to you. Okay, so right now we're looking at Conyers, and in Conyers there's 27 pre-foreclosures that are currently available. Okay, and when you come on here, guys, there are different things that you will learn about the property. So there's different listing types. Okay, different property types. You got single family homes, condos, multifamily, mobile home, commercial, land, wherever you want. Trust me, it's available on the pre-foreclosure list. Unfortunately, people lose every day, just like people win every single day. There's always somebody winning. There's always somebody losing. Okay. However, you could be on the winning side and you could help the people that's facing pre-foreclosure. You could help them win too. They no longer got to be on the losing side because you gain the knowledge to be able to help them while helping yourself. All right. I hate to sound churchy, but amen, somebody. All right. So like, for instance, with this one right here, March the 3rd, this property goes up for auction. Everybody sees March 3rd, this property goes up for auction. Let's just take a look at this one. All right, so we're going to copy this one. You look at this property and you say, okay, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,948 square feet. Now, I don't know all of the details about the property. I can't see the actual pictures, but you know what? I'm going to put this one on my list because I'm actually interested. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,948 square feet. Sound like a pretty big house, and I need space, right? Anybody needs space? We can all use a little bit extra space sometimes, right? So let's just take a look on this site right here and see what are the numbers. All right, let's just see what are the numbers. So we're going to click on the address. Now, guys and girls, what's the first thing you have to look at when you're on this page? Remember, I told y'all we were doing a pop quiz. Okay, when I was in middle school, my teacher used to always say, hey guys, make sure y'all are paying attention because next week we're gonna have a pop quiz. Okay, I did the same thing. I gave y'all the warning. So we got a pop quiz now. What's the first thing we look for when we are on this page right here? Family. I know y'all know. So what is the first thing that we look for? I like that, Eric. Eric said, Miss Felicia and Mr. BJ, you guys are all right with me, okay? And you all right with me too, Eric, okay? Because I like people that appreciate, it's nothing like appreciation. Like, appreciation gives you motivation. When you don't feel appreciated, you don't feel motivated. You're like, oh, well, nobody's appreciating, so I think I'll skip today and do something else, right? Good job, Hope. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, RCD. Yes. You both got it right. You're making sure that the property is off market. Why? Because we don't want to be button heads with an agent. Now, some agents will understand, but majority of them, y'all, listen, I'm an agent, okay? But majority of agents are not like me, and they don't understand creative finance, and they don't care to know about creative financing. So guess what? They will discourage their homeowner from accepting your offer. So therefore, I just prefer not to go through the agent, okay? Now, who knows? I may test the water one day and I may come back and let y'all know, like, hey, these agents have caught on, y'all. They understanding creative financing now. Now we can go through the agent, okay? But for right now, I say skip the agent. Make sure it's off market, okay? Just like this one right here. Now, what's the next thing we're going to do, guys? Once we know the property is off market, we look around, we look around, we look around. What else are we looking for, though? What else are we looking for? What else do we notice? Okay, because we don't have a whole lot of time to waste. We want to make sure that we are going through and we're only cherry picking the properties that we are interested in, the ones that are most likely to accept our offer. Okay? All right, let me see if anybody said it already. Let me check. Appreciate you, BJ. Thank you, honey. All right. Lien, additional mortgages. Good answer, Hope. But the very next thing you want to check for is making sure that it's owned by the owner. Making sure that it's not owned by a company, okay? Because if it's owned by a company, we probably got to jump through a few hoops, okay? But you're right, though. That's the third thing. The third thing that we check, Hope, is the lien and additional mortgages for sure. Okay. All right. Because if it's owned by a company, we're going to skip over the mortgage. Oh, look at this, y'all. Woo, this is a good one. This is a good one. I love it when the interest rate is low. Look at that. Interest rate is... When is the last time y'all saw an interest rate under 3%? Yes, all LINKs I'm using is inside of the community, guys. So if you guys want to be a part of the community, and Hope, I got you, I will respond on here. And when I get off of here, and make sure that you have the LINK to join the community. Okay. But by the way, guys, it is foreclosurecoaches.com/SKOOL. Okay. But I'll make sure I post it here so you get it. And then those of you that are on my TikTok page here, all you got to do is tap that orange icon that's in that bottom left corner there beside the comments, and you'll be inside of the community. Okay. All right, cool beans. So now we understand, hey, we found out that the property is owned by an actual owner. Now the next thing we look at is, yes, Miss Hope guessed it. We're looking at the mortgage and transaction history, and boom, a great interest rate. Y'all, look at that mortgage payment. Estimated to be around $896. That's incredible. And the estimated loan balance is $196,000. The estimated equity is 108. I mean, all around, it seems to be pretty good. Now, let's just look at the pictures that they have here. I know these aren't the most recent pictures, but this is when they last bought the property. So let's just see what they got available here. I think it's pretty cute. Would any of you want to rent to own this home? Yes or no? Would you all like to rent to own this home? If you given the opportunity, would you all want to rent to own this home? I can't see anything wrong with it. I mean, they even cleaned it up. Sometimes when I go into these properties, because I do cherry pick my properties, so the most I need to do is a little cleaning. But this one right here doesn't even seem like it need cleaning. All right. All right, so they've owned this property for almost 5 years. That's good information too. Now, anybody here saying, Falecia, what would you do next though? Okay, so you showed me that they own the property. It's a regular person that owns the property. Kudos to that. The status is off market. That's awesome. The mortgage and transaction history shows that they have an exceptional interest rate here. Okay. And the estimated loan balance, sheesh, unbeatable. Right? So Falecia, what's the next step? Anybody want to know the next step? Oh, what if it's heirs property? If it's heirs property, that's even more a reason why I would want to go in on the property, why I would want to inquire on the property, because that is another layer of distress. Okay, so pre-foreclosure, vacancy, probate, all of that is a layer of distress. So for me, I know how to guide them through the probate process and make sure that they get the proper paperwork handled. But yes, probate does not scare me. If it's owned by an heir, it doesn't scare me. Absolutely, Eric. You're welcome. Eric, you're in the community, right? If you're not, make sure you tap that orange button over there. Fill out those. It should be 3 questions that pop up. And get inside the community. Trust me, y'all do not want to miss Sunday's campfire session, okay? All right. So now, once you have this information here, guys, what you're going to do is take this Addy, and then you're going to go to True People Search. And this is how you're going to locate the people, okay? This is how you're going to be able to reach out to them, like how I showed you guys on that board. To get those numbers and everything, you're going to reach out to them, and you're going to see, what's the name? Francisco Silva Garcia. Boom. Here she go. A young person, too. 29 years old. You see that? And there's the contact info. You see how easy that is? Very, very simple. It's really not hard, y'all. Most people make it harder than what it is. Let me tell you. I've been dabbling into real estate for over 10 years now. And when BJ and I got together, he used to tell me, just call the people, just call the people. And I'm like, man, but what about a script? He was like, you don't need a script. And I'm like, I do need a script. Like, what if they say this? Or I had all these different scenarios in my head of what if the people said this or what if they said that? Don't roll your eyes. And he was like, just call the people. Trust the process. Just call the people. I'm like, this dude have no understanding of, calling these people and how crazy it's going to make me look. But anyway, what did I do, y'all? He was crazy enough to believe I could do it. I was crazy enough to believe that I could do it too. Okay. And I did. And I called the people, and we set up several different meetings in Wisconsin, y'all, a place that I only lived in for 10 months. Okay. But when you are reaching out to these people and you have the facts, y'all, The bottom line is that if a person loses their home to foreclosure, foreclosure stays on their credit. Matter of fact, let me ask you all, do you know how long foreclosure stays on a person's credit? Just take a wild guess. If a person loses their home to foreclosure, how long does foreclosure stay on their credit? How long does the bank look at their credit history and say, oh, wait a minute, I see you were facing foreclosure back in 2020. Wait a minute now, you're trying to get another loan. Hold up. How long does the bank say that? Okay, Joyce said 7. Anybody else want to take a stab at it? Anybody else want to take a stab at it over here? Listen, y'all, we are all here to learn, so we aren't here to judge or anything. Skilled in Trucking said too long. Okay, you better say it. And Hope said 7 years. Yes, everybody that says 7 years, you are absolutely correct. Now, I have heard there are tax professionals that know how to get it off. I've not heard anybody successfully doing that. But I have heard that tax professional, they proclaim that they can get it off. I've not seen or heard anybody say, you know what, I hired this tax professional and she got foreclosure off my credit. Not saying they can't, but I've never heard that. As far as I know, it stays on there for 7 years. All right. So that is one of my points when I'm talking to a homeowner, especially if they are very close to the timeline. I let them know, like, listen, did you know that foreclosure will stay on your credit for 7 long years? They're like, I didn't know that. No, I don't want to stay on my credit for 7 years. I want to make sure that I can restart. Like all of my clients that I helped out of the situation,
because you're stuck in a rut.
They didn't really want to.
Because you're out of gas.
They didn't really want to, lose their home. But at the end of the day, they realized, hey, I have another chance. I can fight. And I can win, and I can get another house if I let this one right here go. Okay? So, I saw somebody else put it in the chat. Y'all drop another city and state in the chat if you want me to take a look at your area. I think we got time for like 1 or 2 more. And then I'm headed off to bed, y'all. I'm trying to get into bed by 9. All right. Garland, Texas. Let's see. So Hope, you are right here in my area. Okay, so we want to make sure you get inside of the community. Let me see if I can, if they let me right in here. Let me see if they let me write in the chat over here on YT, because BJ, can you drop it in the YT for me, please? So Hope can get in. All right. We don't want, listen, y'all, in my school, when I was in high school, they had this program called No Child Left Behind. That means that if anybody was falling behind, they made sure that, you know what? Nope, we're going to pick this person up and we're going to make sure that they right there with the other people. So that's what we believe. Okay. So even though over here on YT, I'm learning YT, I'm not familiar with it. I'm not as familiar with it as I am with TikTok. So y'all forgive me, but we want to make sure we get y'all the information too, because we believe that nobody should be left behind. All right. No adults left behind. We want everybody to get the information, y'all. And plus, we got some really good stuff in there. We are literally teaching people how to save your credit, how to improve your credit in as little as 30 to 45 days without paying thousands of dollars to a credit repair specialist. Okay. Timothy has been approved. Congratulations, Timothy. All right. Well, welcome in, Timothy. We're glad to have you. Make sure that you hit that calendar button over here. All right. So when you all come inside of the community, this is what it'll look like. And you just click that calendar button right here. You see community, you got classroom, calendar, members, all that good stuff. Classrooms is going to be your baby. You want to make sure that you are in there and you are learning, okay? There's a lot of free information in there, so make sure that you dip your head in there. Also, inside of the community side, there are polls. Make sure you vote on the polls so that we can know how best to assist you, okay? All right, boom. Let me get back over here because we were talking about Garland, Texas. Y'all thought I forgot, but I did not. I see people playing with those things. And I was like, you know what? Next time I go on my live, I'm going to be hitting those little things. I'm going to be hitting those little sound effects, okay? All right. So anyway, we're at Garland, Texas, y'all. And again, no matter where you are, the information that we teach inside of our community can help you out. So if you're on TikTok, make sure you tap that orange button right there. That'll get you inside of the community. If you tap that button and you complete that form, it's going to take you, you click that red button, it'll take you inside of the school, and then we'll get you approved, okay? We'll get your membership approved. BJ said Timothy was the only one that completed the entire process. So if you have not gotten approved, that's because you didn't complete the entire process, and I would highly recommend that you click the orange button one more time, and that will get you on inside of the community, all right? All right. Now, what you want to do when you come in here, just a quick refresher for those of you that are just hopping in, this is how you get a pre-foreclosure home by way of rent to own. So the first thing you want to do is come in here and click on pre-foreclosures in whatever city and state that you're looking in. Right now, you can see there's 37 opportunities for somebody who is looking for a property inside of Garland, Texas. 37. Listen, y'all, all you need is somebody to say yes. One person. That's all you need, is just one person. Over here, there's 37 that are facing foreclosure. Listen, these right here go up for auction on February the 3rd. That's right around the corner. These people need help. Half of them, the only reason why they still in this situation is because nobody have reached out to them and said, hey, I can help you. A lot of people are afraid to reach out to pre-foreclosures. I just told y'all how I was afraid before I started doing it. But, once I gained the kahunas, okay, once I became more knowledgeable, because when you are competent, you have more confidence. If you don't have any, if you're not competent in what you're learning and what you know or what you're saying, then you won't have the confidence, and the confidence won't go over on the phone, or won't go over in the letter that you send, or even the door knock. However you approach these homeowners, they'll be able to tell that you don't have the confidence. Like, this lady, this man don't know what they're talking about. This doesn't make any sense. So that is why you come inside the community and you understand more. Like, as you go, there's no way for you guys to learn everything that you need to know about rent to own or pre-foreclosures on one live. That's why you have to constantly come in. That's why you got to hit the follow button. You got to hit the notification bell. So that way, as soon as we go live, you'll always be notified, and you can come right on in and have a seat and ask any questions that you want that are relevant to the topic. All right. Make sense? Thanks, Lola, for sharing the live. All right, perfect. So let me see. I think you were looking at a 4-bedroom. Is that right? Were you looking at a 4-bedroom? Let me click on this one right here. Jeannie, did you come into the community yet? How about you, Skilled in Trucking? Everything that you all are asking for is inside of the community. Tap that orange button right there. Boom. Come on in. All right. The thing about it is, there's no gatekeeping here, but TikTok, they don't allow us to share certain things then next thing you know, we have the boot. And then, you guys are missing us for a few days and like, what happened? Like the live just went off abruptly. Well, that's what happens, So we have to follow certain guidelines. They do allow us to invite you guys to our community. So that's why we invite you all in. And then from there, we can give you all the details you want. So if anything that I'm sharing right here, all you got to do is come inside the community. Once we approve you, DM me and say, hey, Falecia, I don't see, because it's inside of the community. But if you don't see it, say, hey, I don't see the foreclosure site you were sharing. Can you send that to me? Boom. Now I'll send it to you as soon as I see the message, okay? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so pop quiz, guys. We back to the pop quiz. What's the first thing we are looking for on this site? When we come here, what's the first thing we look for? Let's see. Who's going to guess it? Yes. All right. Hope said status. Exactly. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for the status to make sure that it's off market, and it is. What's the next thing we're looking for? What is the next thing we're looking for? Once we know that the property is off market, it's not listed by a real estate agent. What is the next thing we're looking for, family? All right. Scaled in trucking, we'll get you in there. Yes. Okay. Listen, y'all. Hope over here on YT, she ain't playing with y'all. Okay. She like, listen, I'm here to get this information. Okay. She like, I'm taking notes. Okay. I'm confident that she's taking notes. She knows exactly what's going on. All right. Because, and crunchy time is too. Okay. Crunch time, like, listen, I know what's going on too. We looking to make sure that the owner is the person that owns the property is the actual owner. It's not a company or anything like that. Y'all are on point. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Congratulations, Scaled in Trucking. You are officially approved. Make sure, guys, when you get approved, make sure you download the SKOOL app. Because whenever we have anything that's going on, whether there are any lives or anything special that we got going on, any Zooms, you'll get notified through the app. So make sure you turn your notifications on and all that good stuff, okay? And we will be having an orientation this week. I'll put that on the calendar. I haven't put it on there yet. But yes, you guys are right. So the first thing, number one, if you're taking notes, all my note takers, number one, is the property off market or on market? We need it to be off market, just like this one right here. Boom. All right, we can check that one off. Number two, is it owned by a person or company, corporation, LLC? Nope. All right, so we check that off. That's green. Okay, I got you, Hope. All right, I got you for sure. Hopefully I can text you back. Like I said, I don't know about how YouTube works, but make sure did you subscribe to me, Hope, on here? I got you. All right, so that was we said the off market is the first thing. Second thing is making sure the owner name. And the third thing, we're going to look at the mortgage and transaction history, because we don't want a 10%, 8 or 10% interest rate, right? So let's just look at it. What is the mortgage and interest rate? Ooh, they got a good one. Isn't that a good one? 3.4%. That's what we like to see. The estimated loan balance. Boom, $193,000. Estimated loan payments. When is the last time you saw a loan payment, mortgage payment, a rent payment for under $1,000? Like they say, where they do that at? Okay. Where they do that? All right. So this is a wonderful deal right here, y'all. I would love to have this deal. Okay, this is a conventional loan at 3.4% interest rate. This is definitely one that I will reach out to. Okay, for whoever that's, are you still in the room who said, walk me through it? I'm walking you through it, honey. I'm walking you through it right now as we speak. All right. So once we know who owns the property, okay, Letitia over here, we're going to take the Addie right here. We're going to copy that. Once we copy that, we go over here to True People Search. And sometimes when you're on True People Search, you have to go back because it doesn't show up that way. So then once you back up a little bit and search, now you're going to look for that person's name, Letitia. Boom. This is how easy it is to contact the owner, guys. This is how easy it is. Everybody see how easy that is. So listen, to get this information, to get these pre-foreclosures information, it's really not hard. You can actually go to your local tag office, go to your local courthouse, and let me show you. All of these right here that you see on this screen right here, let me go back. They will be right there at your local courthouse for free. Everything that you see right there is saying 37 people facing foreclosure in Garland, Texas. You have free access to that. The main reason why I have access to this site right here is because I work many different states. Many different states. And I don't want to be just tied down to one state. Okay, so let me flip this back around. Yeah, I don't want to be tied down to just one state. All right. But if you say, well, Falecia, I'm just interested in, you know, my state, my city. I don't really care about other cities and states because I'm just looking for something for me, you know, for me and my family to rent to own. Then cool. All you got to do is go down to the courthouse and say, hey, I'm looking for all the pre-foreclosures that are going up for auction very soon. Can I get that list? They're going to give it to you. It's public record, guys. It's free information. All right. Now, if you haven't already given me my heart me, please give it to me as a thank you for sharing that information with you. Because many people they don't want you to know that you can go and get that information yourself. I don't care. At the end of the day, I want to see more of you becoming a homeowner. That's my main goal, is to see more. That's why we built the free community. We want to see more people becoming a homeowner. More people building equity year after year. More people paying. Every time they pay every month, it's going towards their own mortgage, not somebody else's mortgage. Because when you're renting and you're paying 100% interest, you're paying somebody else's mortgage. And listen, we were all there at one point. But when you know better, you what? You do better. When you know better, you do better. So we are here to encourage you. BJ and I are here to encourage you to make sure that you are doing better by coming inside of the Rent versus Own community, by downloading the app, by turning on your notifications, by every time we have something going on and you are available, you're on there. You're on the campfire every Sunday that we have the campfire going on. You're going to the calendar and saying, okay, what's available this week? Because we are going to implement 2 orientation calls every week. BJ will host one and I'll host another one. We're not sure of the times yet, but tomorrow we should have that solidified. All right. So we're going to get some good rest tonight. And tomorrow we're going to be all prepped and ready for y'all. Okay. But make sure that you join the community by hitting that button right there. Y'all see that orange button? Boom. Boom. All right. If not, you see the banner down below. Tap that button. Come on inside of the community so that you make sure you are getting this information that you need to get so that you can be up to date and making sure that you are implementing these things to fix your credit so that you can buy a house and reach your goal. Whether it's 2026, 2027, whatever your home goal is, we want to make sure that you hit that. All right, I think tonight ooh, they got green screen over here. Let me find out. Hold on. I'm on I'm on YT right now, y'all. Hold on a second. I'm trying to. Oh nah, they ain't got it like TT yet. They ain't got it like TT yet, but we're working on it, okay? Okay, scaled and trucking, I'm sorry. It says the city has pre-foreclosure. Yes. What city are you in? Let me show you. Yeah, I always go down. I go to the county and I look up. You really just go to the county. Okay, you're in Garland. Yeah, always just go to the county because that way you pull everything that's in the county. You don't want to just pull the city, you know, because I think in your city it only showed me 37. But what county is Garland, Texas? Let me see what county is Garland. 1 second, y'all. Let me see what county is Garland. Oh, Dallas. Oh, you helped me out. Okay. Let's see. Flip this back around. What did I do with it? Where did it go? There we go. Dallas. You found it on the city website? Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. See, free resources, y'all. Listen, we believe in helping y'all out. We want y'all to get the information. Even if you don't want to pay for this site is not owned by us, you know? We pay for this site just as well, but we want to make sure that whatever site or whatever county y'all are in, that we can pull it up, okay? So just looking at this one right here, in Dallas County, Texas, there's 379 properties that are facing foreclosure. Terry got approved. All right, Terry. Welcome in. Make sure, guys, that you download the school app, SKOOL, and make sure that you come in and start commenting and, you know, interacting with people, because the more you do that, more things will start to open up for you. We reward you by being active in the community. We really don't want, you know, people having access to everything if they aren't like actively engaged in it. We want you to really be able to review the information. I'll be calling people tomorrow. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So good stuff, y'all. Y'all have been amazing. Let me flip this back around. Y'all have been great. I appreciate your interaction. Thanks to everybody who came back to the chat, okay, after we did the whiteboard. If you weren't on for the whiteboard, I know some of you missed it. If you haven't already grabbed your daily heart me and hit the notification bell, please do so. If you're on YT over here, just hit the subscribe, and I think you hit the notification bell over there too. I'm gonna start trying to come live more often over here, because I want everybody to win. All right, are they all mortgage foreclosures? Yes, great question. Yes, the ones that I'm showing you right now are all mortgage foreclosures. However, they do have tax liens as well. If you go to your county, they can pull the tax liens for you too. Yes, ma'am. They can pull the tax liens for you too. We had actually built a thing where we were trying to pull to. I think we got the right attorney on the team now. Though I gotta talk to BJ about it tonight, so I ain't gonna speak too soon on it. But we did have something where we were working on, like basically what we would do. We had a ton of people, y'all. We were like, oh my God, we got so many responses. We weren't expecting that because we went live on Facebook and then we posted it to YouTube. We weren't on TikTok at the time. And that video went viral on YouTube and people were like, information. Everybody wanted to pool their money together to learn how they could be a part of an investment. Because basically what we were telling people is, hey, you don't need to know anything about real estate. We're going to pull comps. We're going to make sure the numbers work. We're going to basically take the property, flip the property, do everything we needed to do, and then you would get a piece of the investment, right? But we didn't think it all the way through and make sure we got all the paperwork and all. We didn't expect all those responses. We really thought it would be like, maybe 1 or 2 people that were interested. But when we got a ton of people that were interested, we were like, whoo, wait a minute, we need to back up. Because one thing about BJ and I is we are very much like, we all about making sure that everything is in alignment and that it works out for everybody. Like, we don't want no BS in the game. You know what I'm saying? If there's ever any opportunity for BS, we shuts it down. You know what I'm saying? Because we'd rather us just do our thing than to involve other people and it be a mess. So if it ain't right, you ain't got to worry about it. Like, we ain't doing it. Like, if we don't know that it's 100% right, it could be 99.9% that we are sure. We ain't doing it. It got to be 100% sure that it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? Or that we know everything that we are trying to do. So at the time we didn't, we had attorneys that we worked with our closings and stuff, but things that we try to do like creative financing and all of these different things, it takes a special attorney to do that. Like, that all attorneys are not created equally, just like every real estate agent, every real estate broker are not created equally. So now I believe we have that connection, and so we will probably like bring that back up a little bit later on. But y'all just bear with us and just know that save your duckies, okay? It's baby mama season. Make sure that y'all don't, go crazy with the taxes. Hold on to your taxes because you want to make sure that that money is an investment. Start making your money work for you. I heard somebody say, think about your money as babies. Make the babies go out there and make more babies. Don't just send your babies out there and then they just go away forever, right? Make the babies make more babies, okay? So just hold on to it. Like they used to say, I know it's burning your pockets, but don't spend it, okay? Because there's plenty of opportunities available. Even if you do, your own rent to own, okay? Because first thing first, you want to get yourself stability, okay? You want to get you and your family stability. I showed you guys how you can lock in a property for 5 years and be able to potentially gain $40,000, $50,000 in equity because you took the chance, took the opportunity, took the risk to lock in 5 years on a rent-to-own property. And if you were not on here, make sure you hit the notification bell, hit the heart me, so that way tomorrow or whenever I go live the next time, you'll make sure that you get the full layout of how I explain how rent versus rent to own really works. All right. So I'm hopping off. All right. If you guys would like to be a part of our community, it's free right now to join. I'm not sure how long it'll be free, but currently it's free. And it is right here. It should be pinned below. Boom. Let me pin it. There you go. Everybody see that pen? Here we go. All right. If you haven't already completed your submission, there it is right there below. Come on in. We'll get you accepted in tonight. If not tonight, then in the morning. Okay. If you guys have any questions, please post them in the community. Because listen, y'all, we are all here to learn. We're here to grow together. Everybody, that's majority of the people that in there, I would say at least 98% of the people in there are on the same path as you are. So don't feel like any question is a crazy question. Come in there and comment, because whatever question that you comment, guess what? You are helping somebody else out. Somebody else who is shy, reserved, and don't want to ask the question. You're helping them out because they're going to read your question. They're going to read our answer. Okay. So feel free to comment on the post and ask any question that you have. Also go to the calendar and make sure you register for the Zoom campfire that's happening on Sunday. All right, guys. So I'm hopping off. I need to eat. My bedtime was 9 o'clock and it's 8:53. So it's probably going to be impossible for me to get to bed that fast. But I love you guys. I appreciate you. And y'all have been wonderful. I will see you all on the next live. All right. Bye-bye for now. Have a good night.